Let's play a clip here because you gotta hear from Donald. Gotta hear from him. Play clip number 1.
Crooked Joe Biden is not only dumb and incompetent, I believe that he has gone mad, a stark raving lunatic with his horrible and country-threatening environmental open borders and DOJ FBI weaponization policies. He is a mental catastrophe that is leading our country to hell. We'll end up in World War III because of this man, and for no reason whatsoever. Thank you.
I love him so much. He's the best. He's just the best. Mental catastrophe.
We'll end up in World War III. He's a mental catastrophe. That dude, bro.
Oh.
Like, I want to put that on a T-shirt. Joe Biden is a mental catastrophe.
Yeah.
Wow. And then just put Donald Trump. You know, that's... Send a message to Alexander. We got to put that on a shirt. Right. Joe Biden is a mental catastrophe. And he says, and it'll lead us into World War III for no reason whatsoever. Thank you. Wow. Listen, where's the lie? I mean, there's nothing that you could point to right there that says that he was inaccurate on that. I mean, that sounds like I wrote that speech for Donald Trump. That sounds like I put that together on the teleprompter. Those are the kind of things I would say. So thank you, DJT, for saying that. I said yesterday, and some people took offense to it, and I don't care, but I'm right. I'm accurate. You know why? Because I'm always right. That the Trump campaign strategy is just dismal. It's horrible. It's a terrible, whatever they're doing, it's not good. But he just happens to have the popularity that he has. But otherwise, running a campaign, it is not a good strategy. And, of course, he's not only having to run a campaign, he's having to run a legal strategy, which in and of itself is a pain in the ass. Play clip number 8 real quick, please.
If it was a normal person, honestly, Shannon, I could understand the concern. President Trump is not your average person. He's incredibly intelligent, and he knows the ropes. He also knows the facts because he lived them. These are not complicated facts. Look at Fannie. It was a phone call that's been around forever, that he refers to as the perfect phone call. What is he going to have to be prepped for? The truth? You don't have to prep much when you've done nothing wrong. So that I'm not concerned with. These trial dates also are going to move. It's unrealistic, it's theatrics, and no judge is going to say that you can be on 2 trials at once in 2 different states, because a lot of these overlap. They look at the start date of the trial, but these are 4 to 6 week trials at the least. So there's no way they're not going to overlap. I mean, they're going to have to go into October, November of next year, again, by design. But in terms of President Trump, the candidate, I have zero concerns.
Well, there you go. And, you know, Glenn had Trump on yesterday. And, of course, Glenn Beck called Donald Trump the most persecuted man in American history. Strong. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, when you heard what she said right there, when you've got multiple trials going on, they're trying to even overlap them. They're trying to put them in significant times in the campaign and the election, trying to make those dates overlap even with stuff going on with the campaign and the U.S. election in 2024. That's significant political persecution. They're doing those things on purpose. But Glenn Askin says, they're serious about putting you in prison. He says, I want to ask you, will you and can you run a campaign from a jail cell? And, of course, Trump said, well, I don't think that's ever happening. We have a great case. And he, of course, in the interview, he brought up the Mueller report and the Russian hoax. And he said, listen, we got the biggest lead we've ever had. The Tucker interview. See, that's what doesn't make sense to me. He sits down with Tucker Carlson and has an interview while the GOP debate is going on. It gets 261 million views. So let me ask you guys, just logically, let me ask you a question. Now, again, we know from the 2020 election that Joe Biden is obviously the most popular president in the history of the world, 81 million votes. He's got more black votes than Barack Obama, and Barack Obama was elected twice. So Joe Biden, I mean, he is the man of the people, right? Everybody loves Joe Biden. and everybody hates Donald Trump. Nobody wants anything to do with Trump. Then tell me how it gets 261 million views. Tell me how after a mugshot they raise $8 million. How is a picture of Trump taking a mugshot instantly iconic? I mean, a mugshot is actually inflating your popularity. That's insane. I mean, Trump has been doing well. I mean, he's leading Ron DeSantis by 50 points in the primary polls. Tell me if he is so unpopular, how this is happening. I mean, you got street thugs out there getting tattoos now of Donald Trump's mugshot. You got people out there in the urban communities talking about, oh no, Trump's one of us now, and getting him tattooed on their body. Something doesn't add up is the point I'm trying to tell you. And Joe Biden can't get 12 people to a rally. I mean, look at what he's going out there quote unquote campaigning. I mean, he walks out to make a statement about, to the press there in Lake Tahoe, and everybody's booing him. Nobody wants to show up to hear what Joe Biden's got to say. You're being bamboozled, people. The bottom line is you are being bamboozled. They are selling you a narrative. They are selling you a hook, line, and sinker bag of lies, and people out there in the general public are swallowing it. I told you yesterday, I can't find anybody out there that's wearing a Riding with Biden t-shirt. The only people out there support Joe Biden are paid shills on Twitter. Those are the only people, the people who are actually paid to push him and to push that narrative. In fact, right now, they don't even talk about Joe Biden. You read the news articles, listen to the talking heads on mainstream media. They don't talk about what Joe Biden is doing. They never do that. They talk about the Biden administration because they know that Joe Biden is a puppet and a figurehead. It's the administration. And they know that whether Joe Biden is living or breathing, he would do the same job he's doing right now if he were doing it from a coffin.